it's a cloudy Ottawa evening tonight here down at TD Place. Jenna Moser alongside me, Tyler McDonald. We're set for another Ottawa Fury FC game. It's been a packed week here at TD Place. We had the Red Blacks last night. The Ottawa Fury FC trying to get a W tonight and continue their, well, it is a one-game winning streak if you want to put it that way. And it's going to be the same lineup, same formation as last week, Jenna, and that's something that Fury is going to be comfortable with coming off of a 2-0 victory. Yeah,
and that's something that's going to confuse a few fans as well. What you have to see is that, you know, Cito had such an amazing goal last game. He's one of the most consistent goal scorers and mature players on the Ottawa Fury FC. And for him not to be starting, that raises a lot of questions. Is there something going on in the locker room that we're not aware of? Why is he not starting?
Something that I would put in as maybe Coach Paul Dalglish not wanting to change anything that's not broken, right? I mean, it is a 2-0 victory, most shots in team history last week versus Toronto FC 2 at home, and it was a game that what Paul Dalglish said after the game was it was the best offensive performance he's seen since he's been in tenure.
And I agree. I mean, they had a great game. They won, but they also had 27 shots on goal and only put in 2 goals. So if we want to go with consistency, and consistency is what wins games, I wouldn't exactly say that their offense was consistent last game. So that's what we need. We need a consistent player and goal scorer.
Very close game in terms of the playoffs. Bethlehem sitting in 7th, exact same record in the last 5. 2 losses, 2 draws, and a win for both these teams. Should be a close game at TD Place. When we come back from break, we'll have AJ Jakubak and Graham Ivory on the call. This is Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
And that is that difference. Quick corner as Herzog gets the ball back, sends it to the near post, back in the net. Wow!
What a go from Herzog.
Goes to the far post. Herzog, and just like that, the man that Dave Brandt called upon as the man that had to make things happen, finds the far post, comes into the back of the net, and in the 62nd minute, it's Pittsburgh 2, Charleston 1.
Murphy cuts back, sends it along the top of the box. The shot is hit in! Fantastic from Escalante, and RGV has pulled level. It would take something magnificent to beat Sparrow tonight, and finally RGV found it in the 58th.
They've battled back against a fully senior, fully pro side.
Here's an effort from distance, he's got it! Oh, what vision from Cito, his 5th of the year. Catches Murphy's well off his line. Carries one from distance, and that's the second goal that Ottawa needed. 2-0 through 76 minutes.
Mohammed in the middle, Bijev the shot, and the goal! And Tiju take the lead. Playing it forward, flag stays down. Mohammed in the middle, Bijev the shot, and the goal! And Tiju take the lead. 81st minute. Bijev's 7th of the year. What a finish.
Inside TD Place, AJ Jakubak, Graham Ivory with you as we get set for the 3rd straight of 4 home games for Ottawa Fury. They've got another one next week against Charlotte. Ottawa's been very good at home as of late. A win last week against TFC 2-0. And they've got 4 wins and 2 draws in their last 6 at TD Place, looking to extend that here tonight against Bethlehem.
Yeah, and they said going into this homestand they wanted to get 10 out of a possible 12 points. They got a great result against TFC 2. Now they take on Bethlehem Steel. Unlike the last time when they played them, they had 7 MLS players in their starting 11. They only have 1 tonight, as well as 2 members of their academy players, along with starting goalkeeper, a 16-year-old.
Let's have a look at the starting 11. It's brought to you by Gabriel's Pizza, Ottawa's bigger, better pizza. Gabriel's Pizza, 310-7777. As for Ottawa Fury FC, it's Callum Irving, the Canadian international in goal, the back 4 in a 4-2-3-1. Jamaican international Andre Campbell, Ramon Martin del Campo, the Mexican-born American Youth International, Shane McElhaney, the Irish under-21 international, and then the right back is local product Eddie Edward, former FC Dallas player. In front of them, Gerardo Bruna, member of the USL Team of the Week last week, Argentinian who grew up in Spain. Then Lance Roseboom, the captain. Above them, Canadian international Carl Howarth, Cape Verdean Steven Dos Santos, and then you've got Azake Lubuyera, fresh off his first professional goal, the Uganda under-20 player. Lone striker up front is Tucker Hume for Bethlehem. They go with a 4-2-3-1 as well. Thomas Romero in goal, a back four of Matthew Reel, Austin Trusty, Hugh Roberts and Matt Mahoney, Chris Wingate and James Chambers in front of them. Then Santi Moar, Anthony Fontana, and Chris Nainco, a Canadian out of Brampton. Corey Burke, the lone striker up top. He played in the Gold Cup for Jamaica, and they had such a great tournament, reaching the final before falling to the United States.
Key absent this evening for Bethlehem Steel. They are going to have to do this without their top goal scorer, and Sekou Kone leads the team with 7 goals and 2 assists. Adam Najam also not playing for them. 1 goal, 4 assists he's the assist leader for this side. A young side tonight. We mentioned in the onset of the broadcast that the last time these two teams met, that ended in a 1-1 draw in Bethlehem. 7 MLS players from the Philadelphia Union featured for Bethlehem in that match. Just 1 here tonight, and that's Anthony Trusty. 2 of their starting 11 are part of their academy, and Anthony Fontana, the 17-year-old, and starting goalkeeper Thomas Romero at just the young age of 16.
Fury moving left to right in this first half with their home kits, the all red shirts, red shorts, and red socks as they win a corner. And it's Bethlehem in their white kits, all white, white shirts, white shorts, white socks. As Gerardo Bruna, nice to see. I mean, it's been such an injury-plagued couple of seasons for Bruna, the former Real Madrid and Liverpool youth player who spent a lot of times in the lower leagues in England with Whitehawk and Blackpool and Accrington Stanley. Well, named to the USL Team of the Week as he plays the in-swinging corner. Sorry, the out-swinging corner from the far corner flag. Cleared away and sent out a touch on the far side as, Graham, you've got our keys to an Ottawa victory. 3 keys to an Ottawa victory here this evening, AJ. Own the first 20 minutes. Keep the good run going. Bethlehem are winless in their last 3 games, so a strong start will certainly hinder the visitors' confidence here this evening. Key number 2, contain Chambers. James Chambers is the midfield engine that runs Bethlehem's offense. He is the most experienced player in their starting lineup at 30 years of age. The man from Dublin is a key part to their attack, so Ottawa will have to limit his time and space in the midfield. And key number 3, the counterattack. Ottawa often looks dangerous when they break on the counterattack, but will need to be mindful of Bethlehem's counterattack, even with Sekou Kone not in the lineup tonight. 4th minute, 0-0 at TD Place as Fury gained possession through Bruna. Back to Ramon Martin del Campo. He'll play it to the keeper, Irving, who launches it inside the Bethlehem half. Headed away by Hugh Roberts and sent forward on the far right side. Here's Nainco. His ball to be shepherded out here, and now he's fouled by Nainco as Andre Campbell was there for Ottawa. And it's a free kick for Fury FC.
Nainco, one of a couple of Canadians that are in the squad for Bethlehem. Brampton, Ontario native, has 2 goals on the season. Last scored on July 9th, was a 3rd-round pick in the 2017 MLS draft by Philadelphia.
Attended Syracuse University, the Brampton native, as Fury win a throw. They look to get it in for Hume, but set out of touch for another Ottawa throw. Fury looking to climb the table from 8th. Number of teams sit on 24 points, but Ottawa does have games in hand on 3 of them, and a better goal difference as well, as it's flicked on towards goal, and this will be out for a goal kick for Bethlehem Steel.
New York has moved up to 27 points earlier today with a 2-1 win over the Rochester Rhinos, so adding more importance to a big 3 points tonight for Ottawa that could allow them to not only pull level with Bethlehem on 27, but New York as well, as they look to try and close the gap on the likes of FC Cincinnati, who's on 30, Rochester, who's on 32.
Yeah, the good news for Ottawa is they've got games in hand on everyone as they concede possession, and it will be a Rochester throw inside their own half. The only team that's also played 18 games above them in the standings is Louisville.
Louisville in action tonight against the hottest team in the entire USL in Charlotte Independence. 10 matches they've gone unbeaten. They haven't lost since back in the month of May. So that should be an entertaining match, and that will be Ottawa's opposition next Saturday here at TD Place.
Here's Corey Burke. The Jamaican international plays this wide right Nainco. Back to Burke, 25 yards out. Enters the 18-yard box with a cross. It deflects and scooped up here by the Ottawa keeper, Canadian international Callum Irving. Quickly launches this with his arm, and it's played up the left side towards Tucker Hume, and Hume's able to win it. Heading to the far post is Lubiera with the cross. It deflects in. It's Tucker Hume playing the cross off a Bethlehem defender and in the 7th minute. Ottawa gets a lucky break, but they will take it. It's Ottawa Fury FC 1, Bethlehem Steel 0.
4th goal of the season for Tucker Hume, and it was just power that he used down that left side. As you can see, he goes shoulder to shoulder right there, and falling down was Hugh Roberts. Hume gets in, a good effort to try and play the ball across the face of goal with both Lubiera and Steven DeSantos making the run to the goal, takes a deflection and gets in behind Thomas Romero, and Fury FC have struck early that all-important first goal.
You think that's Hume's goal? I'm thinking
it's an own goal. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Ottawa's up 1-0. Great start as it's played back in Ottawa's penalty area and grabbed by the keeper Callum Irving. Referee today, it is an own goal against Bethlehem. David Berry is the referee today. Elias Arfa and Andre Pickler, the assistant referees. Sean Hornsby is the 4th official. And this will be a free kick going Bethlehem's way as Wingate was fouled in the center circle. We'll have to take it again after trying to do so quickly. Reminder that Nike is an official sponsor of the USL. For more information, visit NikeSoccer.com. Played back into the center circle for Roberts as Bethlehem in possession. Cross for his partner in central defense, Austin Trusty. Plays this wide right towards Mahoney. Campbell wins it though as he goes down hard. And he's going to stay down as Ottawa looks to attack. This goes beyond Dos Santos, and this will be a Bethlehem throw as Campbell's still on the pitch inside the Ottawa half. 9th minute, 1-0 Fury.
Well, Fury FC have yet to taste defeat this season when they've scored the opening goal of a match. Unfortunately for Bethlehem, 1 win, 2 draws, 7 losses when the opposition nets the first goal.
Andre Campbell is up and jogging towards the center circle before putting his hands on his knees, but looks like he's okay. 10th minute, Fury leading 1-0. Reminder that Ottawa's premier soccer show looks at the world of soccer from local club teams to Ottawa Fury FC to the beautiful game across Europe and around the globe. That's Corner Kicks every Monday on TSN 1200.
But we'll be on Tuesday this week.
Yes, because of the long weekend.
Yes, sir.
And you get your normal co-host back.
I had to fly solo last week.
Sure, you did just fine. Fury in possession. Just inside the Bethlehem half. Dangerous pass, Campbell to Del Campo, but he'll step up and goes out of touch for Bethlehem Steel throw. Sent out of touch here for another Bethlehem throw. As Campbell now intercepts and plays this forward, it comes to the captain, Lance Roseboom. Now McElhaney. Center circle, Bruna. Oh, able to escape two defenders. Now links up on the left side with Andre Campbell, heading towards the 18-yard box and overhit this, and it'll be a goal kick for Bethlehem, but Ottawa clearly the better side in the opening 11 minutes, already up a goal.
Well, that touch by Bruna right there in the midfield, AJ, just to slow things up and then create some space to find his man Campbell down that left side, and unfortunately didn't get a clean touch on the cross, and that one going out before it could threaten at the back post.
Played forward on the left for Matthew Reel. Now headed away by Del Campo. Good tackle here by Bruna, and then he's clearly fouled from behind, and that'll be a free kick for Ottawa inside their own half. That just seemed like frustration that they didn't call a foul on the original play.
Yeah, it was nothing there from Gerardo Bruna. Good challenge to win the ball back. And a timely challenge at that.
So Callum Irving will send this free kick into the Bethlehem half. Headed towards Roseboom. He leaves it for Lubiera. Trying to get away from Fontana. Mahoney now in possession for Bethlehem for Wingate, the Norwegian. Now it's Burke. Plays it forward towards Nanko. 35 yards out. Bethlehem attacking here. Now they move it on the left for Matthew Reel with a left-footed cross. And no one in to collect that. Campbell will watch it as it heads out past the byline for an Ottawa Fury goal kick.
Yeah, not a bad delivery there into the penalty area, but just no one at all in white was making a run to the back post.
Reminder that you can stay up to date with all the latest league news and information. Some of the most prominent players in second division here in North America by visiting USLsoccer.com. You can also visit them on Twitter and follow them on Twitter at USL.
Some big news coming out of the USL this week at their meetings in Chicago around the MLS All-Star Game, and that the Board of Governors approved a 34-game schedule and a 31-week season for the 2018 season. Of course, a couple more teams joining the league. In Fresno, we learned about them a couple weeks back. Nashville also will be joining the league next year as things continue to grow in the second division of soccer in North America.
Free kick for Ottawa inside the Bethlehem half, about 30 yards out near touchline. Bruno will take it, curls it in, left-footed free kick. That was a great effort, and it is cleared out. They're calling Roseboom on a foul, as going down was James Chambers, and this will be a free kick for Bethlehem inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, nice delivery there from Gerardo Bruna, and it's just the way that he hits it is that it doesn't like lob too high, but it was put in with enough pace that it was going to cause some problems, and at a decent height for Tucker Hume, who had to go up for the battle in there with Hugh Roberts, who matches him almost for height. Roberts 6'4", Hume at 6'5".
Back to the schedule. 34 matches up from 32, so an extra home gate for each side as Bethlehem look to work this to the byline, and dangerous ball for Wingate, and he just missed it completely. Dead center, about 16 yards out. Real opportunity there for Chris Wingate, and he wants that one back. 16 minutes, sorry, a quarter of an hour in, and into the 16th minute, and it's 1-0 Ottawa Fury FC on an own goal in the 7th minute. Fury looking to attack. Real heads it. Lubiera trying to get stuck in, but they're calling a foul as going down as Santi Moore. So free kick just inside the Bethlehem half, and it's Chambers who moves it across for Hugh Roberts. He'll give up possession. Here comes Carl Howarth. Caught from the backside. Del Campo wins a header for Lubiera, and they're calling a free kick, I believe, against Lance Roseboom. Going down was Chambers, and it's a free kick center circle for Bethlehem.
Well, you know that part of Ottawa's game plan coming into tonight's match is James Chambers, and such a key player to this Bethlehem Steel side. Where's the captain's armband? He last scored on July the 5th, has 4 goals on the season, second in scoring in behind Sekou Kone.
Del Campo for Ottawa. Plays this forward wide right towards Eddie Edward. Couldn't get to it, and calling a free kick Ottawa's way, halfway line.
Santi Moore got in behind Lance Roseboom, just a tug on the arm.
McElhaney takes the free kick, diagonal ball towards the edge of the penalty area, headed back towards Andre Campbell. Campbell goes forward towards the byline, still able to keep this in play. Wingate tries to intercept, but it comes back with a right-footed shot off the crossbar. What a chance there for Carl Howarth, and he put it off the woodwork. That was almost 2-0 Ottawa.
Carl Howarth is doing everything in his ability to try and score that first goal of the year. And his second straight shot dating back to last game when he struck the upright from distance. Once again denies him tonight.
Here's Dos Santos now. Byline, and he'll win a corner for Ottawa Fury FC. As it has pretty much been one-way traffic in the opening 18 minutes of this match. Fury leading 1-0.
Great work there by Andre Campbell to force the ball back into play. Good win by Carl Howarth, and then Tucker Hume lets him go, and he lets one fly from just inside the 18 and denied by the upright.
Left-footed in-swinger coming up on this corner for Ottawa from the near corner flag. This will be Gerardo Bruna delivering. Goes towards the back post. And now Roseboom, left-footed shot, and that misses high. Should mention that the wind is going very strong left to right. That's how Ottawa is attacking in this first half. Not unlike last night's Ottawa Red Blacks football game against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And so that's something to watch for, that Bethlehem into the wind here in this first half, and Ottawa with the win in the first half. I wonder if Justin Medlock could have helped either of these teams tonight with his big leg.
You could just see that goal kick from Thomas Romero just get sucked down immediately, and the goalkeeper has no problem finding it into the opposition's half from a goal kick.
Dos Santos plays this wide right. The cross from Carl Howarth cleared away. By the way, for those that are not CFL fans on our broadcast today, Justin Medlock, the kicker for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, and he kicked 3 field goals in the last 3 minutes. For a lot of our Bethlehem Steel fans, they're going to be like, how do you get 3 field goals in the last 3 minutes of a game? Well, it's the CFL. It's a little bit strange that way, but that helped Winnipeg beat Ottawa in this stadium last night, 33-30. #21st minute, 1-0 Ottawa Fury FC. As Bethlehem attacks right to left into the wind. Trusty leaves it for Wingate, plays this high into the air, just outside the penalty area on the left side. Ball won by Burke, plays it across towards Nainko. Header by Campbell clears it away towards Bruna, and Gerardo Bruna plays this into space. Tucker Hume looking to run onto this. Hugh Roberts gets there first, plays it back to the Bethlehem keeper Romero, and he will get this high into the air where Lubuyera.
Yeah, I think they missed a foul there as Lubuyera got pushed from behind going up for that ball.
Hit the deck and got right back up, and it's Bethlehem in possession here as they work it near touchline. Real trying to spring Burke, well read by Eddie Edward to clear it away. Comes back to the halfway line. Now Chambers for Bethlehem. For the right back, Matt Mahoney. 45 yards out. Here's Wingate. Quick little 1-2 with Fontana. Comes back center circle. Trusty moves it ahead. Eddie Edward able to out-muscle his man, but Real gains back possession for Bethlehem. Middle of the park for Wingate. Toe pokes it wide right, and Mahoney unable to keep this in play. It'll be an Ottawa throw as we're now at the midway point of this first half. Ottawa leading on a 7th minute own goal created by a Tucker Hume cross. Campbell for Fury. Chested down to Santos. Back inside his own half. It's Roseboom. Now to Carl Howarth. Looking to run at the defender Real, and he did very well as Howarth went inside and Real got possession. Now Nainko puts this just inside the Ottawa penalty area for Burke. Burke curls, right-footed shot, good effort, and just misses high. It'll be a goal kick for Ottawa Fury.
Yeah, not a bad effort from Corey Burke, and we've seen from him tonight, he's got pace, he's got size, 6'3", Kingston, Jamaican native. And while he has just 2 goals on the year, he hasn't scored for Bethlehem since the 25th of May. See where both Carl Howarth and Lubuyera have switched positions, so Lubuyera moving over to that left flank and Howarth now to the right side.
Irving with the goal kick. Looking to pick out Hume. It comes to Lubuyera now. In the middle, 2 white shirts in his way.
No way.
He's down, and they're calling him for a foul. So a free kick for Bethlehem here as Fontana gets up.
Yeah. Made a meal out of that one.
Here's Wingate now, 25th minute. Fury leading 1-0. Fontana. Wingate. Now to Hugh Roberts. Chambers back to Trusty. Sends this high into the air towards Burke. Great work by Ramon Martin del Campo. Shepherds it out. Goal kick, Ottawa Fury FC. Well, as you know, Graham, I happened to be in New York City last week.
Yes, you were.
On Monday night, happened to go out, ended up going to this trendy club called Tao. All sorts of celebrities in there. We saw Liam Neeson, Paulina Poroskova, John McEnroe was in there, Eli Manning, Charlize Theron, all sorts of...
You and Johnny Mac, imagine that.
All sorts of great celebrities at Tao in the Chelsea area of New York City. And right around 9 o'clock, we had music pumping, and all of a sudden, they shut it all down. And on comes Mike Watts. And darn if I didn't see Paulina Poroskova shush her boyfriend. She wanted to hear Mike Watts. Everyone in Tao wanted to listen to Mike Watts. And you can tune in to the latest USL news and information around the league. It's USL Coast to Coast. Mike Watts every Monday at 9 o'clock, just like they do at Tao in New York City. That's on SiriusXM FC, Channel 85. And SiriusXM FC will also air the USL Game of the Week. Please check USLsoccer.com for dates and times. Liam Neeson was just fired up to listen to Mike Watts.
And you are one good agent.
Flag is up for offside here in the 27th minute. 1-0 Ottawa Fury FC. Bethlehem will look to breach this Ottawa defense. On my drive back, went through the Lehigh Tunnel. You ever been through the Lehigh Tunnel?
I can't say I have,
Okay.
AJ.
I'm guessing Bethlehem went through the Lehigh Tunnel on the way here. It's quite the tunnel. Comes back to the left back, Matthew Reel. Now Austin Trusty. To the keeper, Romero. Ahead on the left side, Moore. Now to Fontana. Good work by McElhaney to win it. McElhaney gets it for Lubuyera. The Uganda under 20 international back to Andre Campbell, and he is fouled. Free kick, Ottawa Fury, as we enter the 29th minute at TD Place. 1-0 Fury. I wonder if the other USL broadcasters have Mike Watts stories as well. I'm guessing they all have Mike Watts stories.
I'm certain that few could compete with yours.
I'm not sure. It's all over the place. So free kick for Ottawa. Inside the Bethlehem half, or touchline. As Fury put 5 players to the edge of the penalty area. Delivered by Bruna. Flicked on, goes towards the corner flag, and Ottawa unable to keep this in through McElhaney. It will be a Bethlehem Steel throw.
Yeah, I don't think he got a shout there, but I'm confident that he could have let that one go. I think it last came off someone in white.
Off Ottawa for another Bethlehem throw. DeSantos knocked to ground, and That'll be a free kick for Ottawa Fury inside the Bethlehem half, and Santos in some pain, pointing to his left leg.
I'm not sure if it's his left knee that might have got turned on his way. In a very kind of awkward position. It's like they're having a look at the ankle.
Seaton Pereira out, looking at him. As Dos Santos rolls onto his back. Half hour gone, and certainly Paul Dalglish has to be very pleased with what he's seen. The only downside is that it's only 1-0 for Ottawa at this stage.
Well, the benefit that he also has in his arsenal is his bench, and certainly a much greater trump card than that of Bethlehem, who have 3 academy players on their bench. So has to be happy about that, especially when he has his leading goal scorer in Cito available off the bench, and he came on as a second half sub last week and scored a phenomenal goal from 40 plus yards out. It's also in the running for the USL goal of the month. Fans can go into uslsoccer.com to vote for that. And Seaton Pereira signals to Paul Dalglish that Steven Dos Santos' day is done and not putting any weight at all on that left ankle.
Well, that's very unfortunate for Ottawa Fury FC and for Steven Dos Santos.
John Barden will be coming into the match in his place. So we'll probably see a bit of a formation movement now. Might see Barden kind of tuck into further back in the midfield and see Bruna move further forward, but we'll see how this plays out.
So first of 3 subs used by Paul Dalglish, and didn't have any choice in that matter with the injury to Steven Dos Santos, joining a couple of injured players. As it's curled in here on this free kick. Comes back. Barden, first touch. Plays it inside the penalty area, quickly cleared. Goes towards the far touchline, and this will be an Ottawa throw. Fury already without the likes of Ryan Williams, Onwo Bassi. Thomas Mayer-Jaguar also out injured, although he hasn't featured much at all this year. Did play against Montreal Impact in the friendly.
Mayer-Jaguar and Jimmy Chamar-Sanon were away on international duties representing Quebec and Canada at the Francophone Games.
Oh, nice turn here by Burke. Plays it wide near touchline, and Eddie Edwards gonna clear this away from Moar, and there's a Bethlehem player on the turf now.
Good challenge there from John Barden to make sure made contact with the ball first. Well, you were mentioning about how Paul Dalglish would be pleased with his team's performance so far. I think 35 minutes gone now, you'd be very happy with your start, especially getting that first goal and it coming so early. But I think the one thing that you want to take from the game last week in that 2-0 win over Toronto FC is that you also got an early 1-0 lead in that one when Luboyera scored in his debut. But that second goal, and there were umpteen opportunities to find it before it came through Cito. is trying to find that second goal a little bit earlier and giving yourself a bit more breathing room and really taking advantage of the opportunities. We haven't seen the flurry of opportunities tonight as we did last week, and that game ended with Ottawa outshooting TFC 2 by a 27-5 margin. But we've already seen Carl Howarth rattle the crossbar as he continues to look for his first goal of the season, and you know that when that first one comes, expect to see more to come in bunches after that.
So the Jamaican international Corey Burke walks off, but he will be okay to return as he waits at the touchline and now gets the go-ahead to rejoin the action. 36th minute here at TD Place. Ottawa Fury FC 1, Bethlehem Steel 0. Sent forward for Tucker Hume. One touch for Lubuyera. Trying to swing his man on the right, Bruna, and they're going to call Bruna for the foul. And also he'll pick up a yellow card as well. First player to be booked today for either side.
Gerardo Bruna now drawing the attention of a few Bethlehem Steel players, and it was a great ball delivered in and wasn't a clean header back to the keeper. And well, I think the reason why the foul called, that Bruna had stopped running, he might have just let it go, but Bruna was still moving forward when the collision with Romero happened. I don't know, sometimes you see it not called, but oftentimes in favor of the goalkeeper. And Bruna also picks up a yellow card. And Paul Dalglish remains in conversation with the official as well as the linesman who raised his flag on the play.
It was a foul. I don't think it was a yellow card, but that's why I'm up here and not down there with a flag up. Barden for Roseboom. Campbell far touchline. Captain Roseboom. Center circle, Bruna. Our radio listeners will get to hear from Gerardo Bruna at halftime. As here's a good run and a great defensive effort. And not only did he make the great tackle, but heads it clear as well. Martin Del Campo stopping that advancement from Santi Moar.
You don't see Shane McElhaney give up possession very often, but he tried to make the run forward, and then decent challenge from behind from Corey Burke, stripping McElhaney and allowing Bethlehem to go on the counter on that last play.
Moar goes down, and boy, Eddie Edwards giving him an earful for going down in a soft manner as it goes out for an Ottawa goal kick.
There were shouts from everyone on the Bethlehem bench, but I think you'd be hard-pressed to see a penalty called on that play there.
So goal kick, Ottawa in the 39th minute. Irving high into the air towards Hume. Headed out of touch for an Ottawa throw. Again, as you mentioned earlier, Charlotte here next Saturday night. 7 o'clock start at TD Place. What a run they've been on.
Well, and it could very well be continuing as they find themselves 1-0 ahead of Louisville through 37 minutes.
36 points. One back at Charleston, but they do have 2 games in hand, so in terms of points per game, no one at a better clip than Charlotte Independence.
And if they do pick up that win tonight, they will move atop the USL Eastern Conference table, because Toronto FC 2 pulled up the big upset tonight with a 1-0 win over the Charleston Battery.
Lubuyera with a shot, trying to go near side, and Relatively routine stop for the keeper, Thomas Romero, the El Salvador under 17 international. Here's Burke for Bethlehem. Plays this wide left, Moore. Now to the Norwegian Wingate. Near touchline Reel. Head towards Burke. Ooh, Burke gets on the other side of McElhaney, but ball got away from him, and it goes out of touch for a goal kick.
Yeah, good turn there by Corey Burke to get round Shane McElhaney, but his second touch let him down. And then to touch out for a goal kick. Callum Irving hasn't been tested really at all tonight. We saw a good effort from Burke that went over the bar, but 23rd straight start for Callum Irving in the Ottawa goal. Blanked the opposition 6 times in USL action this season.
Eddie Edward for Ottawa. Cross for John Barden. His ball looking for Hume, but intercepted. Lubiera gets it right back. Lubiera for Barden. Center circle, Del Campo. Played ahead by McElhaney for Lubiera. Eddie Edward. Little 1-2 with Roseboom. Comes back to McElhaney. Does very well, but after his turn, gives up possession. Reel now. Ottawa gets it back. Roseboom for Lubiera. He's knocked to ground by Reel. No doubt about that one. Free kick, Ottawa Fury FC.
Well,
and
yeah, you know what?
The yellow card against
the game at
Bethlehem.
This game is starting to get into a very touchy area right now, and I think David Barry needs to try and bring things under control. As you can see, there's that extra second where the foot's staying in on some of the challenges, some bumps from behind, and we're seeing both benches up in arms about a few calls now.
So Matthew Reel in the book with a yellow card. Irving takes the free kick inside the Ottawa half. Launches it into the penalty area. It's grabbed by the Bethlehem keeper Romero. 43rd minute, 1-0 Fury. 7th minute own goal. Goes off Chambers, and Fury looked to get it ahead to Tucker Hume. Goes back to Romero, and he scoops it up. Now a Bethlehem throw. Matthew Reel. Good work by Del Campo to step up and win that ball. Hume goes down. Referee says play on. Roberts plays it back to the keeper Romero. He sends it out of touch for an Ottawa throw.
Having a look at some of the other scores, Charlotte still continues to lead 1-0 through 41 minutes against Louisville. Cincinnati home to Orlando City B. That one knotted at 1 apiece through 42 minutes. Pittsburgh and Richmond 0-0 through 42 minutes. The Rowdies just underway, hosting Harrisburg. That one scoreless through 11 minutes. And we have 7 other games kicking off later this evening from 8 o'clock all the way through to 11 p.m. One game tomorrow. Sounders 2, home to Rio Grande Valley FC.
Bethlehem throw here after another good defensive play by Eddie Edward. Good work by Barden. Send this forward. It's headed back to the keeper Romero by Trusty, and Romero plays it to Wingate. Chambers. There's this wide right because of the injury to Steven DeSantos and a couple of other stoppages. Minimum of 4 minutes of stoppage time to be played, so still have a ways to go yet in this first half as we're just 10 seconds away from the beginning of stoppage time. Wingate for Bethlehem. Back to the keeper, Romero. Luboyera almost did the splits there as he looked to win the ball, but Bethlehem get this wide right. Here's Mahoney. Campbell right on him as Mahoney plays it into the middle for Wingate. His cross. Met by Moar outside the penalty area. 2 red shirts in between him and the 18-yard box, and he wasn't getting past Eddie Edward. As Edward plays it back into the Bethlehem half. Little back heel here from the Canadian Nainco. Ricochets towards Burke. Burke goes down, but Del Campo got all ball there, and Irving will send this back into the Bethlehem half. Luboyera. And offside flag up against Bruna.
Well, that wind continues to whip across the field, and that's what Callum Irving and company are going to have to be booting into in the second half. You're likely going to see that ball need to be played on the ground a lot more by Ottawa in that second 45-minute frame.
Leading 1-0. Another 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to go here in the first half. Ball towards Luboyera. Chests it down, 25 yards out. He turns. Azake Luboyera lays it off. Bruna, left-footed drive, and whirls that around the far post and crossbar, and it'll be a goal kick for Bethlehem Steel.
That was a great ball in and well controlled by Luboyera, but then a bit of hesitation as to what the next step was. He, I think, wanted to bring it down and try an effort on goal, and that kind of allowed everyone in white to come back to defend.
Roseboom. Good challenge, sends it forward, and Bethlehem back in possession. Trusty. Now it's Moore. Chambers. Able to get past Bruna and plays this wide right. Mahoney. Good run here from Mahoney. Plays this into the penalty area, and very important challenge here from Andre Campbell. That ball just never got to Burke, and it will be a Bethlehem corner though. Final minute of stoppage time here in the first half.
Fantastically delivered ball, well read by Andre Campbell to make the interception, but then that ball needed to get knocked out of play, and he loses possession, and now an opportunity for Bethlehem late here in stoppage time to try and find a way back in the first half.
Chambers with the right-footed outswinger from the far corner flag. He'll play it outside the penalty area. Comes in towards Burke, his shot blocked. Bethlehem back in possession. Trusty, 20 yards out. Plays it in, deflected towards goal, and nice save there by Callum Irving as he is finally tested here in the first half.
Well, 13 of Bethlehem's 24 goals come in that middle 30 minutes of the game, the 15 minutes leading up to half, and the first 15 minutes of the second half. Ottawa.
Moore with the delivery, the right-footed in-swinger. Moore was the one who had that opportunity. That was stopped by Irving. And there is the halftime whistle with The score, Ottawa Fury FC 1 and Bethlehem Steel 0. And Graham Ivory, pretty good first half for Ottawa. They get the own goal created by Tucker Hume, but really up until that stoppage time opportunity for Bethlehem, all the opportunities at the other end of the goal.
Yeah, I like the start. The first 20-25 minutes, there was certainly a lot more energy, but not the last 5 minutes of that half, and we'll see what Coach Paul Dalglish has to say about it.
With Fury FC head coach Paul Dalglish, Paul, 1-0 after 45 minutes. A pretty intense battle in those first 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of effort out there from both teams. I think there was a lot of tackles, a lot of pressing, but most of it has been good-natured. You know, it's two teams that want to win. You know, the quality maybe not as good as what either side would have liked, but the intensity and the effort levels has been fantastic. If we can show a little bit more quality with the final pass in the second half, then you know, things, and maybe make a couple more passes and try and create a few chances rather than try and force chances, then I think we'll be more successful.
Looks like it's really windy out there the second half. What you guys are going to need to do? Yeah,
and that's one of the reasons why it's been scrappy, is because it's difficult to make those final passes, to make those combinations when it is as windy out there. So it's a tall ask to ask the players to do it, but I believe in this group and I believe we can do that in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in second half.
Thank you.
There you have it, Paul Dalglish in conversation with Sanisha Sindic, and our coach's comments at halftime brought to you by Ross. So for Ottawa Fury, now a 1-0 lead heading into halftime, and in a pretty good spot to try and get these necessary points at home.
Yeah, good spot, and still, like I said, in that first half, they have the ace in their sleeve is what they have on the bench versus what Bethlehem has on the bench. Yes, Paul Dalglish did have to go to his bench already, bringing in John Barden for Steven DeSantos due to injury. But we've seen what Cito can do. I've really liked his effort as a sub this season. He comes on and he gives you a lot for that final 20 minutes, half hour. I expect we'll see him again quite early in this second half.
All right, coming up at halftime, Jenna Mosier and Tyler McDonald. We'll have what's trending. We'll have our player profile and our halftime stats as well. The score is Ottawa Fury FC 1, Bethlehem Steel 0. This is Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
It is tough. You know, a big thing for me that I always preach is perseverance. When I was younger, I got invited to try out for Team Ontario, you know, when I was 14, 15, 16, but I was cut every single year. And it's easy to quit there, but you know, you have a dream and you want to stick to it. So I, you know, keep working hard. Ended up getting a soccer scholarship after, you know, being rejected by many schools. Ended up getting drafted by Montreal after having a successful career at university, and then being released, going on trials at different places. You know, it's a very tough journey. And then luckily enough, I was convinced by Stephen O'Kane and Mark Lapointe to come and play for the PDL team here. They said, look, they're getting an NASL team the following year. This is a good opportunity for you. Come and give it one more shot. And you know, I'm thankful for those guys for convincing me, and I guess it worked out for me in the end. But like I said, the journey and the path to get here is many ups and downs. You're gonna fail, and it's just about your reaction afterwards. I'm playing more like I used to growing up, you know, when it was just like enjoying your football. A lot of credit to Mark DeSantos for giving me a chance and, you know, giving me my first professional contract. I think it was probably Paul Dalglish coming in and, you know, giving me confidence and believing in me, playing me more in a central role that I'm used to, and it's just playing off instincts now. I'm more comfortable in this position that I'm in now, and it seemed to have worked last year, and hopefully I can do some of the same things I did last year, score a few more goals, and, you know, help the team, you know, win a USL championship this year. Another big thing for me is the city itself. It's a beautiful city. It's a very active city. There's always stuff going on. There's always stuff to do. You know, you can drive 20 minutes outside the city and you're in Gatineau Park, and it's stunning. So I just fell in love with the city, fell in love with the organization and the people involved.
Well, welcome to the Ottawa Fury FC halftime show as we take a look at what's trending in Ottawa Fury FC land. Jenna Mosier alongside me, Tyler McDonald, for this halftime show. And Azake Luboyera, his debut last week was one of the most phenomenal debuts you could have as a rookie in the USL, scoring on his debut. And the feeling that he had in the post-game scrum was something that his family and his friends back home were very proud of. As a 17-year-old, in the impact he made on this team, and you think of how hard he worked in training camp. How good is that team morale? How much does that bring up the team morale for Fury?
You know, the one thing I love about him is you can tell he plays with heart. He puts everything on the field every game. He almost treats it as a tryout every single game. And, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see what type of player he is as we come against different types of teams, of opponents. Today is a very, very physical game, so it's a lot different from playing Toronto FC 2 like we did last weekend. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he adjusts to whatever team he's playing against.
Yeah, he is a little smaller and has lots of speed as well, and you can see that Bethlehem is using their physical ability against Luboyera in this game. They're trying to work as much as they can to get body almost right behind him and be right on him all the time.
You know what? Like you said, he's got great speed, and that was one of the things I've noticed about him. It's everything you want in a midfielder. He can put a lot of pressure offensively, a lot of pressure defensively. So, you know, while they may have a size advantage, he's got legs and he's young, so just run him into the ground.
Now, something that is bragging rights across the two leagues in Division 2 is, of course, the attendance. Ottawa Fury FC sitting 10th in North America in terms of attendance for Division 2 teams, and of course a stat that's always been going up the past few years, and a stat that continues to go up, and that's something we've seen across the USL as well. If you see USL up 23% in independent teams, which is huge for these markets, and you take a look at two big contenders are Rio Grande Valley and Phoenix Rising FC. We're up almost, well, we passed 200%. We're seeing the growth of soccer in North America, and that's something that is wanting to catch up to the rest of the world. Do you think that North America is on the right track so far?
Yes, and it's not going to happen overnight. Every year it's just going to get better and better. It's become more and more popular. The great thing about soccer is all you really need is a pair of cleats. So I think a lot of families are looking to get their kids involved at a very young age. Ottawa Fury does an incredible job reaching that young fan base and creating these, you know, lifelong fans. I mean, they get to go on the pitch at the end of the game, meet the players, shake hands. To them, that's really, really special, and it's going to stick with them until they get older and they have kids.
Now, in Europe, you see the fans go on the pitch. Usually a pitch invasion is not a good thing, but it is here. Quick before we go is that the USL is announcing a expanded season next year. It's going to be 34 games, and that's going to be something that is going to be interesting for all these teams' depths. But we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll see if Ottawa Fury FC can hold on to this lead. 1-0 they lead Bethlehem after 45 minutes of play. When we come back, Graham Ivory and AJ Jackback will be on the call. This is Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Every year, 40% of all food in the U.S. never gets eaten.
40%. That's almost half the food we produce.
Food waste is a serious problem. It impacts all of us.
And it's expensive. Your family is throwing $1,500 a year in the trash.
We're working hard to put food waste on the chopping block.
And you can do the same at home.
Learn how to cook it, store it, and share it.
Just don't waste it.
Go to SaveTheFood.com.
Few teams in the league are hotter than the Charlotte Independents. The club is currently on a 10-game undefeated streak, which moved it into second place in the Eastern Conference entering Week 20, just 1 point back of the Charleston Battery.
Herrera, he put it in from the corner! Jorge Herrera, the Olympico!
During the run, Charlotte has outscored opponents 23-7. Jorge Herrera has notched 9 goals during the streak, while 2016 USL MVP finalist Enzo Martinez has added 5. In order to run their streak to 11 games this weekend, the Independents have to get past Louisville City FC, a team sitting in 3rd in the Eastern Conference, just 1 point behind Charlotte. Louisville handed Charlotte its last defeat on June 7th with a 1-0 win at Slugger Field. Back in front of their home fans at the Sportsplex at Matthews on Saturday, the Independents will look for a little revenge and potentially the top spot in the Eastern Conference standings. For USL Network, I'm Morgan Conklin.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls second.
Are you orange?
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
TD Place, AJ Jakubik, Graham Ivory with you. The halftime score, it's Ottawa Fury FC 1, and it's Bethlehem Steel 0, and they have given the own goal now to Tucker Hume, so that's his goal now in the 7th minute. As we now look at the first half stats, they're brought to you by Rico, making information work for Ottawa Fury FC, and Bethlehem with the larger share of possession, but that's never something that is a major issue for Paul Dalglish and his side. 64% for Bethlehem. The shots 6-5 for Bethlehem. Corners are 2 apiece, and more important, the goal and really the best opportunities of the match until stoppage time, all going Ottawa's way.
Yeah, and if you look at those stats, it was really the flurry of opportunities from Bethlehem that led to them getting more shots than Ottawa in that opening 45 minutes.
As we get set for the first half highlights, they're brought to you by Budweiser. Of course, this for our television viewers, and we've got the highlights coming on shortly, and we're going to see Tucker Hume's goal, which Loubiera was driving towards the far post, and that was great work from both Loubiera and Tucker Hume to create that goal by Hume.
Yeah, and you know what, AJ? When you look at Tucker Hume and how he performed in that opening half for Ottawa, you can really see that he's starting to come a lot more into that role, especially playing off to Santos. But that goal, all power down that left-hand side and cutting in, and has both Loubiera running through to Santos trying to get there. And good things happen when you put the ball towards goal. Nothing that Romero can do in the Bethlehem goal, but that was a very important start for Ottawa, and it's a very important 3 points up for grabs here tonight for both these sides. But it's a very big month of August for Fury FC, and they need to make sure that they start this month as they finish, as of course finishing with that draw against Rochester and then the win last weekend against TFC2. And believe it or not, you were talking about, when we were talking about possession, looking at the stats, last week's win over TFC2 was the first time this season that Fury FC have outpossessed the opposition and won. So like you say, when it comes to a Paul Dalglish team, it doesn't necessarily matter whether they're having greater possession or not. And when you look at that stat from tonight, I think it's quite obvious. Outside of that last 5 minutes of the opening half, it has been all Ottawa Fury FC against Bethlehem.
Carl Howarth with the next best opportunity as he put it off the bar. And you mentioned it. This is a big one for Ottawa Fury FC here tonight because a win, they get 3 points, and they vault over two teams, New York Red Bulls 2, but also this Bethlehem side back into a playoff spot, but more importantly, into 7th. It's about moving up the table and trying to really solidify a playoff spot.
And the big thing is, AJ, we talked about it a bit in the first half, is that, you know, you are chasing these teams, but you also have games in hand on these clubs. And that's another important factor to have. And, you know, you can gain ground on Bethlehem tonight and you still maintain games in hand. And those games in hand are going to start to be played after this homestand when they play 3 games in the course of a week. When they visit Orlando City B on Wednesday the 16th, then they visit the Tampa Bay Rowdies on Saturday the 19th before heading to Nippert Stadium to take on FC Cincinnati on the 23rd of August to round out those 3 consecutive road games in the span of a week. And then they come home to finish off the month against New York Red Bulls 2. So some big games to come, and perhaps none bigger than next weekend against the red-hot Charlotte Independents, but still a big 45 minutes ahead of them. And once again, I think the opening 15-20 minutes of this half is going to be important for Paul Dalglish's side as Tucker Hume gets a whack in the face and remains down.
Same 11 for both sides. Not that we started the game with, but that we finished the half with because of the injury to Steven DeSantos, replaced by John Barden. For Bethlehem, it's Romero in goal, a 4-2-3-1 with Real, Trusty, Roberts, Mahoney at the back, Wingate and Chambers above them, then Moore, Fontana and Ninko, Corey Burke, the lone striker. Ottawa's got Callum Irving in goal, back 4 of Campbell, Del Campo, McElhaney and Edward, Barden and Roseboom ahead of them, then Howarth, Bruna and Lubiera, Tucker Hume, the lone striker and the goal scorer today in the 7th minute. Fury moving left to right in this second half into the wind with their all red kits, red shirts, red shorts, red socks, white numbers. And for Bethlehem, the blue numbers, all white kits, white shirts, white shorts, white socks, moving right to left. They do have the wind with them. Ottawa going against the wind, but doesn't seem to be blowing quite as much as it was in the first half, so maybe a break for Ottawa Fury from that perspective. Was that a touch for an Ottawa throw? (19 degrees right now, and the wind going at 24 kilometers an hour. Perfect night for soccer, 46-30 the attendance here this evening, and certainly they're hoping to go home happy for the 7th time in a row. 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 6 home matches.
Yeah, just 1 loss from 9 USL contests at home this season, and if you factor in their 2 matches in the Canadian Championship, wins over FC Edmonton and Toronto FC, and it's a pretty good looking home record with 6 wins, 4 draws, 1 loss at TD Place.
Bethlehem in possession as they work it to Matthew Reel. Chambers for Burke. His ball goes awry, and back comes Carl Howarth on the counter. Holds it up, and a little miscommunication. Hume running forward, and the ball going behind him from Howarth. Lubiera trying to fend off a couple of white shirts as he wins a free kick at the halfway line. 49th minute, 1-0 Ottawa.
It was good work by John Barden to win the ball back, and then he was getting pulled and gives it off to Lubiera, and then the foul call is finally made.
Now a run forward here on the right side as it's played out wide by Mahoney. Moore with the cross inside the 6, and an important challenge there from Del Campo. Cleared out for a Bethlehem throw.
Well, continue to like the performance from Ramon Martin Del Campo this season, the 24-year-old center back. Always hard in on the challenge. Often finds himself in the right position at the right time, and I think it's kind of a good marriage between himself and Shane McElhaney. McElhaney, the more experienced of the two, but certainly brings kind of a good partner in that position to help foster the talent of the young Ramon Martin Del Campo.
Goal kick for Ottawa as we enter the 51st minute at TD Place. Fury leading 1-0. Hugh Roberts plays it forward for Bethlehem. And it's McElhaney back to the keeper, Irving. The left back, Reel. Now to Trusty. Roberts. Chambers for Hugh Roberts. Cross for his partner in central defense, Austin Trusty. Now Wingate. Chambers. And Campbell intercepts this pass from Mahoney, trying to pick out Hume. Good work by Trusty to get it across for Hugh Roberts. Chambers now to Wingate. Center circle for Bethlehem. For Austin Trusty, the U.S. Youth International. Fury win it back. Lubiera to McElhaney. Callum Irving. Lays this high into the air. Hume goes down, gets back up. Roseboom in there as well. Now Barden heads it for Lubiera. Wingate gets possession off him, plays it forward towards Burke. Oh, and Burke goes down. And it's going to be a penalty here. And a yellow card.
No, I think it's going to be a foul.
Are they calling this outside the box?
It was definitely outside the box where contact was made, but I think Callum Irving just kind of misjudging where this one was going to land and got caught in an awkward spot, and almost a foul worth taking. Otherwise, Burke would have been home free with the empty goal. Nonetheless, a very dangerous spot.
Well, and just by, I mean, we're talking inches away from a penalty.
Mm-hmm. No, it was definitely close. It was definitely close, but correctly spotted by David Barry, and he'll mark out the distance for that Ottawa wall to line up, and you can bet that James Chambers is going to be the one behind this one. Both he and Burke are standing behind it.
So a free kick of 18 yards.
Burke wins the decision.
Out.
Chambers moves himself into the wall area.
So it's left of center, a right-footed drive coming up here from Corey Burke from 18 yards and an inch. Wall is set up for Ottawa. In the 54th minute, here's Burke with a low effort, and it's stopped by the waiting arms of the keeper, Callum Irving, who goes to ground and makes a key save for Ottawa.
Yeah, not close enough to that back post to trouble Callum Irving. Lots of bodies in that wall, but
as Bethlehem attacks again down the right side, and Andre Campbell concedes a throw. Ball Ball in for Burke. Couldn't keep possession as Campbell sends it out of touch for another Bethlehem throw. Again, real important to earn all 3 points, because not only does Ottawa face the hottest team in the USL East in Charlotte next Saturday at home, but then it's 3 road matches in a row with difficult places to play, as well as they get set to visit Orlando, but then Tampa Bay and Cincinnati, all in an 8-day stretch. They go Saturday, Wednesday, and then Sunday. So 5 games in 16 days. Charlotte and New York, the teams visiting TD Place, with those 3 teams away from home sandwiched in there.
And Cincinnati scoring a massive win midweek against Miami FC in the US Open Cup, and they found themselves all the way through to the semifinals, where they will take on the New York Red Bull.
Tucker Hume with a shot from just inside the penalty area. It was from a sharp angle and easily stopped, but sent out for a corner for Ottawa by Romero. And this will be Gerardo Bruna taking this, a left-footed in-swinger in the 56th minute. Inside the 6-yard box, headed away. But Fury regained possession. Barden lays it far touchline for Bruna. Trying to cut inside. Bruna leaves it there, Eddie Edward. And you can see the wind taking that ball. And it eventually takes a bounce inside the 18-yard box, and the keeper Romero scoops it up as everyone pushes back towards the center of the park.
Checking in on some of the out-of-town scores across the USL. Charlotte remains in front, but it's 2-1 now over Louisville City through 55 minutes. Also in the 55th minute, FC Cincinnati and Orlando City B knotted at 1 apiece. 0-0 between Pittsburgh and Richmond through 57, and on the cusp of halftime, the Tampa Bay Rowdies find themselves 1-0 ahead of Harrisburg.
Good ball here for Tucker Hume. One defender back. Hume.
Well, the offside flag is up, but they certainly, I don't know if David Barry just wasn't checking his surroundings to see the offside flag come up.
That's not offside.
But wow. That was a late flag coming up, and an unnecessary one at that.
In the end, the danger was pretty much covered, but it was still not offside. Nonetheless, wasn't going to lead to a goal, not immediately at least. Bethlehem work it back the other way, but good clearance here by Campbell. Now to Lubuyera. Couldn't get around Mahoney, the right back. Played forward for Moore and deflects off of Del Campo. He's had a strong match tonight. And this will be a Bethlehem throw. Looks like they're going for the long throw here, as it's launched inside the Ottawa penalty area. Headed away, but Wingate has possession, 35 yards out. Sent in, header here from Burke, and what a save by Irving off of Corey Burke from 8 yards out, as Irving came off his line, and that's the best chance for an equalizer there from Bethlehem Steel.
Fantastic save from Callum Irving, and a quick reactionary one there, as he had already come out to challenge at the top of his 6.
Here we go on the other side. It's Carl Howarth, and is cut off by Two defenders for Bethlehem. Wingate with the final touch. So this game's starting to open up a little bit. 60th minute, Ottawa Fury FC leading 1-0.
Well, that's 2 matches in a row we've seen Callum Irving have to make a quick reaction save from close distance. Had a key one last weekend to keep Ottawa ahead 1-0 at the time, en route to that 2-0 victory in his 6th shutout of the season.
Played wide left as it comes back into the middle for Burke. And one touch too many. Campbell sends it away, trying to spring his man on the near touch line. That's Carl Howarth. But it's intercepted. Roberts goes forward. Now Howarth again leads the counter. Plays it across for Lubuyera. Center circle. Back to Carl Howarth. Into the middle for Lubuyera. 35 yards out. Plays this wide right. Gerardo Bruna onto his left foot. Now to Roseboom. For Bruna. The captain Roseboom. Into the middle, Barden. 40 yards out. Now to Howarth. Puts it into the air towards Tucker Hume and couldn't get to that ball before the keeper Romero, and chance for Ottawa goes awry.
Well, and Hume remains down on the top of the 6-yard box area and really extended himself to try and make contact on that lob from Carl Howarth. And I don't know if it was contact with the keeper or just that extension. I think it's just the way he came down on his lower back onto the ground.
So Hume is back up. 62nd minute. Comes back to the Bethlehem keeper, Thomas Romero. Romero launches this forward. Header won by Ottawa's Lance Roseboom. Flicked on by Tucker Hume for Howarth. And he's tripped up. Center circle. Free kick, Ottawa Fury FC. Edward now for Roseboom. Middle of the park, Barden. Dispossessed by Burke, and Burke leads the counter for Bethlehem. Has Moar to his right, lays it off. It's a little beyond him, and Moar could only keep it from being a goal kick as he concedes the throw to Ottawa. A little too much weight on that pass from Burke.
Yeah, ball again given away in a really dangerous area of the pitch by Ottawa. Corey Burke made a powerful run forward and really it sucked everyone in, but just overhit the pass looking for more.
Bethlehem back in possession. Diagonal ball met by Campbell and now cleared by Shane McElhaney. Back inside the Bethlehem half. Hugh Roberts plays it back to goal, and Romero will start the build-up from there. 64th minute, 1-0 Ottawa Fury FC on a 7th minute goal from Tucker Hume. Lance Roseboom gives up possession. And here's Burke. Lays it off, comes to Moore, now to Burke, outside the penalty area, and his right-footed effort goes sky high, and that almost goes out of TD Place completely, almost made it all the way to Cheapskate Hill.
It's Freeloader Hill, AJ, come on. No, you know, AJ, we talked about that second goal during halftime there and the importance of it, and you're really starting to see what Bethlehem can do here, whether it's hitting on the counter or just when they can seam a couple of passes together. They've certainly produced some good build-up in the last 4 or 5 minutes here, but have lacked the finish. Wouldn't be surprised if we see that second substitution coming in momentarily for Ottawa.
Yeah, Fury already forced to use one sub in the first half with that Steven DeSantos injury, replaced by John Barden. Goal kick here for Bethlehem.
It looks like Jamar Dixon is up and ready on the bench to come into this match.
Jamar Dixon along with Ramon Martin Del Campo, Ryan Williams, and Carl Howarth. And the manager, Paul Dalgleish, all taking part in the Coaches Club this week at Jack Astor's, a great event with season ticket holders getting to meet the players, ask some questions. And, oh, here's a great strike, and we are level as that is pounded home by the Canadian Chris Nanko in the 66th minute. And Bethlehem make one of their opportunities count here, and Nanko has made it 1-1.
Well, I hate to say it, but you could see it coming, AJ. And again, they give the ball away in such a dangerous area. Fit it to Nanko and made no mistake with that first touch. And a fantastic shot to beat Callum Irving. And this one has been building up now for the last 4 or 5 minutes. And the visitors have pulled themselves level.
So Bethlehem even on that 66-minute goal from Nanko. Just to finish that story, it was a great evening at Jack Astor's, and always great when the fans can interact with the players and get autographs, and certainly not too many teams as accessible in professional sports as Ottawa Fury FC. Thousands of hours of community work during the season as well. Yellow card going Bethlehem's way. This to Fontana. So midway through the second half, and it's all to play for with a score 1-1.
It looked as though we were going to see Jamar Dixon coming in, but I think that goal is going to change the tactics from Paul Dalgleish, as both Cito and Adonijah Reed are getting set and ready to come into this game.
Another goal kick here for Bethlehem as Lubiera went after that 50-50 ball and went down as the ball went past the byline for a goal kick. Roseboom goes up for the header. And now a free kick conceded to Bethlehem just past the halfway line. Lubiera, the guilty party. So the substitutions are going to be Luboyera and Hume out, Reed and Cito in for Ottawa Fury FC, and that'll be their full complement of subs here in the 70th minute at our next stoppage.
We've yet to see a substitution come from the visitors.
Dangerous chance again here as they work it wide right, Bethlehem. Here's Mahoney with the cross, good ball. Headed clear by McElhaney. Ottawa the better team in the first half, and Bethlehem's been the better team so far through 25 minutes here in the second half.
Well, look, they built off their finish of the opening half, and you know, they didn't see much from them until about 43rd, 44th minute, and they started to kind of find a bit of a rhythm. And then in stoppage time, it was all Bethlehem, and they've transitioned that over here into the second half, forced a couple of big saves from Callum Irving. And again, it was just their lack of quality in the final third that kept them from finding an equalizer, and they were able to capitalize through the Canadian Chris Nainko, his third goal of the season and first goal since the 9th of July.
So here are the subs. Adonijah Reed replaces Azake Luboyera, and Cito in for Tucker Hume, the goal scorer for Ottawa. So much different type of player. Cito versus the target man Hume. So all of the subs used for Ottawa, they're unused subs today. David Pomé, Kyle Venter, Sergio Minicio, and Jamar Dixon, who, had they not conceded, likely would have entered the fray here. For Bethlehem, they still have all of their subs available. Backup keeper Chris Shakes, defender Charlie Raymond, midfielders Brendan Aronson and Seth Kuhn, and strikers Amoy Brown and Joseph Samuel. As Fury to change the momentum here in the second half, 72nd minute. And a 1-1 tie here at TD Place. Wingate for Bethlehem. This ball was broken up by Campbell, now to Gerardo Bruna. Roseboom. Wide left Campbell, Roseboom. Del Campo for Barden, wide right Edward. Now Barden. Links up with Howarth to Edward. Barden. Howarth. Comes back to the center backs, and Del Campo plays it to Irving. Wide left, chested down by Campbell. Flag is up, and they're calling the foul on Campbell.
Well, we've talked a lot of times this season, AJ, about how when Ottawa plays with that high line of pressure and hounds the defenders, that they create turnovers. Well, perhaps a bit of taste of their own medicine here as Corey Burke, for the last 10-15 minutes, just continues to run at Ottawa's defense whenever they're playing it back. And it was that pressure that led to the ball from Callum, pressed all the way back to Callum Irving, who had to swing it out wide for Campbell. Had to chest it down right along the touchline, and then again, probably a good foul to take, because otherwise Sandy Moore would have been away with numbers, including Corey Burke.
So free kick here, near touchline, about 40 yards out. Delivered inside the Ottawa 18-yard box. It's headed down, and it goes off of Campbell, but a rule that Lance Roseboom has fouled, and so the free kick goes Ottawa's way in the 75th minute.
Well, taking another look at the out-of-town scores, AJ. Charlotte continue to lead Louisville 2-1 through 73 minutes. FC Cincinnati now trailing Orlando City B 2-1 through 74. Richmond has taken a 1-0 lead over Pittsburgh on the road. That one has seen 76 minutes played, and the Rowdies and Harrisburg are in halftime in Tampa, and it's 1-0 for the Rowdies. Colorado Switchbacks pacing themselves out to an early 3-0 lead against Timbers 2.
Well, good run down the left by Campbell, but he just couldn't get that through ball into Adonijah Reed. Barden wins back possession. Roseboom. Howarth, wide right, Eddie Edward. With room on the right-hand side. 30 yards out, he stops on the ball. Lays it off for Roseboom, halfway line, McElhaney. Center circle, Barden. Del Campo for McElhaney. Wide right, Edward. Now it comes to Barden in the middle, to Roseboom. Lays it high into the air. Reed inside the 18-yard box with the cross, and just a little too high for Bruna as this is sent out of touch for an Ottawa throw. 77th minute, and a 1-1 draw right now.
Yeah, it was a good ball by Reed. Good work there to maintain possession after a good delivery from Roseboom into the penalty area.
Good ball for Cito, and Cito in behind the defense. Left-footed shot and just missed the far post. Wow, what an opportunity, and Cito just about with goals in back-to-back matches, not missing by much, but looks like the substitutions with Cito and Reed coming on have galvanized this Ottawa side after giving up the equalizing goal.
Oh, that ball from Shane McElhaney, though, just perfectly weighted and checks up right off the turf, and then Cito with a great touch and just skipped centimeters wide of that back post in his first good opportunity since coming into the match.
So an injured Bethlehem player being attended to right now. It's Wingate. He's up. Like it was likely a cramp he was dealing with.
It looks like we will see the first substitute come into the match in a moment here for Bethlehem, as Joseph Samuel is kitting out, and they've handed the card to the official here. I'm wondering if he will come in place of Wingate or if someone else is coming out.
So Wingate is going to stay on the bench, and Joseph Samuel will be the first substitution coming on for Bethlehem. So Fury with 11 minutes plus stoppage time to try and turn this 1 point into 3. As Del Campo sends this forward into the Bethlehem half. Chested down by Reed. Young 17-year-old Canadian wins a free kick inside the Bethlehem Steel half. Howarth takes it quickly. Roseboom gets this out wide on the right. Edward. McElhaney. Comes back to Roseboom. Gets past Burke, and McElhaney plays it out wide on the right, and it does go out beyond Edward, and this will be a Bethlehem throw. Ten minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Fury took the lead through Tucker Hume in the 7th minute. Chris Nainko equalizing in the 66th. You never get the same starting 11 if you're Bethlehem. With their affiliation agreement with Philadelphia Union, they are basically a farm team. Oh, here's a mistake as it comes back on the right side, and Bethlehem takes advantage of it in the 81st minute. A colossal error inside the box for Ottawa, and it's Santi Moar who finishes, and Bethlehem has taken their first lead of the night, 2-1.
Well, a horrible turn of events there for Ottawa. Callum Irving coming out to challenge, and neither Ramon Martin Del Campo or Andre Campbell could protect the empty goal after McElhaney and Irving get caught up. And the visitors, well, maybe not deserved on the play, certainly deserved of the opportunity, have now taken the lead here 2-1 through 81 minutes at TD Place. Bethlehem has had a very strong second half.
Well, now Ottawa really has to push forward to try and earn something out of this match this evening. As I was just about to say, it's 26 players for Ottawa this year that they have used, 39 for Bethlehem. Part of the difference in being a full affiliated side. I mean, that is just an unheard of amount of players that they have used.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know what the numbers would be from some of the other affiliate sides like TFC2 that we've seen already a couple of times this season, or 3 times I should say now.
Can't be easy on the manager, Brennan Burke.
Only 4 players featuring tonight for Bethlehem played in that match back in early June when these two sides met.
Free kick Ottawa, 83rd minute. Paul Dalglish urging everyone forward. As Irving will take this just inside the Ottawa half. Plays this into the 18-yard box of Bethlehem, right into the arms of Thomas Romero. Well, early on, it really felt like that second goal for Ottawa was going to come before we saw an equalizer, but really since first half stoppage time, Bethlehem's been the better side, and now they win a free kick. And it's a yellow card here as well against Ottawa's Shane McElhaney.
This contest has had everything. Really, it was open play for the first 10, 15 minutes, and then you've just seen it become a pretty chippy affair. It's been physical all night, and now that Bethlehem have taken the lead, you're starting to see some frustration take over.
Right now, Bethlehem, with 5 minutes plus stoppage time, just happy to keep it at the corner flag. Maybe a little early for that strategy. Fury attacking again here as this ball is sent high into the air. Center circle, Barden wins it. Here's Roseboom. Wide right, Eddie Edward. Roseboom. To Edward. Far touchline. With the cross. Oh, it comes to Reed. Here's Reed, right-footed shot. And that took a bounce inside the 6-yard box before Romero was able to gather it with a routine save. Remains 2-1 Bethlehem, now entering the 87th minute at TD Place. Irving just outside the Ottawa penalty area for Ramon Martin Del Campo. Irving into the air and comes back to Del Campo. Campbell. McElhaney heads it. Del Campo. Now comes back to Burke. One touch and lets it fly. And this one goes onto the hill in behind the supporters section here at TD Place, behind the Ottawa goal. Free kick for Ottawa, and just inside the Bethlehem half. Well, before the 2-0 victory over TFC2 was a late equalizer that earned them a point against Rochester. Do they have some late drama in them here tonight? Tucker Hume scored that goal. He scored the goal here tonight, and he has since been substituted. There's a good run now by Burke, and great work again, and a great tackle by John Barden. And Barden leads the attack. Gets this wide on the right. Reed lays it off for Roseboom. Back to Barden. In the middle of McElhaney. Along the ground, looking to get that to Reed. It's sent out of touch for an Ottawa throw. Now into the 89th minute here at TD Place.
That last effort from John Barden, that could well be a game saver with that play.
And now Del Campo is fouled from behind and quickly gets up, takes the free kick. Now to Cito. Cito plays it into the 18-yard box, but it's cleared out by Roberts. And it's sent back into the Ottawa half as Burke looks to turn McElhaney, who heads it back to goal, and Irving able to scoop that up. McElhaney now to Roseboom. Ahead on the left side. Headed out of touch as that ball intended for Campbell. Gets the throw in now into the 90th minute. Another Ottawa throw coming up here. 2-1 Bethlehem. And a long throw to be taken by Carl Howarth. This led to a goal from Tucker Hume again 2 games ago. Howarth takes his run, plays it into the air. It's headed outside the 18-yard box. Barden moves it back in. And a free kick goes Bethlehem's way as a sub, and we'll get stoppage time here from the 4th official. First, it's the substitution. Out comes the man who equalized, the Canadian Chris Nanko. Charlie Raymond will replace him. Still waiting to see how much stoppage time to be played here. Well, a real difficult turn of events here in this second half for Ottawa. Needing the points. The difference between being in the playoffs and out of the playoffs. And at 1-0 up, they were in 7th, but at 2-1 down, they're now in 9th. Top 8 make the postseason in USL East.
Well, they could fall to 10th too if Orlando City B can hang on to their 2-1 lead. Right now they're into stoppage time in Cincinnati. And next weekend Ottawa will face a team that hasn't lost in 11 matches, as Charlotte has taken now a 3-1 lead over Louisville. That one also into stoppage time.
Not sure why the 4th official has not let anyone know how much stoppage time there is. Sitting there in his chair, all comfortable. At least he knows. So an Ottawa throw here inside their own half. Comes back to Eddie Edward. Now Barden. Back to the keeper, Irving. Here's Del Campo. McElhaney. Barden, Edward. John Barden, halfway line. Center circle, the captain, Lance Roseboom. And on the right side, Adonijah Reed. Cuts inside. This ball deflects. Roberts clears. But it comes to Eddie Edward. Edward towards the byline, looks to get the cross in, plays it into the air, and it comes back to Campbell, just couldn't get the shot away. It's cleared outside the Bethlehem penalty area. Burke now looking to catch Ottawa on the counter. He'll play it ahead, it goes wide on the left. Charlie Raymond goes to the corner flag, looks to waste time with 2 Ottawa players in his face. And now it will be an Ottawa throw. Comes back to Irving. He gives up possession. It will be a goal kick. We have played just about 4 minutes of stoppage time. I can't imagine he gave more than that. Would have been nice to know. As Fury again concede a free kick. And the Bethlehem half, and the 4,630 in attendance don't like it. Well, will that be the last opportunity for Ottawa Fury FC?
Well, between the substitutes and a couple of injuries, I could see 5 minutes, but you'd be hard-pressed to get much more than that. And we've seconds away from hitting 5 minutes of additional time.
Fury again, maybe one last gasp opportunity. And the flag is up on the far touchline. Another free kick here for Bethlehem Steel, and we have played over 5 minutes of stoppage time. And now some time wasting, and that's going to be a yellow card against Austin Trusty. So Trusty play this now. As Bethlehem go forward again, and there is the final whistle here at TD Place. Fury had a 1-0 lead at halftime, but second half goals from Chris Nainko and Santi Moar turned this from what could have been a victory into a 2-1 defeat against a team that was 3 points ahead of them and 1 place ahead of them in the table. And now Ottawa, who started the day in 8th in USL East, right in that last playoff spot, down to 9th and could be down to 10th by the end of the night.
Yeah, and I think it wasn't so much of what could have been a victory, but what should have been a victory. The way that they started this game, the way that they prepared for the game this week, and then going against a side that just had one of their MLS players available in the squad. You're going against some very young academy players in there, and less Ryan Williams and Ottawa Obasi, who you haven't had for the last number of games anyways. You're really at full strength, and I think they'd be very pleased with their first 43 minutes of this game when they were in complete control. They had all the opportunities. They got the early goal, and from that point on, the way that Bethlehem finished that opening half, they carried that momentum into the second half. And there was, really that one chance from Cito in the second half that you could say that was a very dangerous opportunity where they could have scored. Short of that, Bethlehem just continued to press, and you could see that equalizing goal coming. It's certainly unfair. I think a 1-1 draw might have been a fair result because of the error with Callum Irving and Shane McElhaney there that led to what has proven to be the match winner from Bethlehem there. But I don't think they'll be pleased with how their performance in that second half, because now going into this 4-game homestand, they said, look, we want to get 10 out of the 12 points. Well, now you've got 4, and when you go into next weekend, you're playing against the hottest team in the USL, and now the Eastern Conference leading Charlotte Independence after their win tonight in Louisville. So it's going to be a tall order, and maybe that's what you need to go against a big squad like that, is to take the frustration out of this game, use it as a rallying cry for motivation into what will be a very important game next Saturday here at TD Place.
Man of the match tonight for Ottawa Fury FC, it's Ramon Martin Del Campo.
Well, Ramon Martin Del Campo certainly looks a dejected player right now, but we talked about him on several occasions tonight. His defensive awareness, some very timely tackles in a game that was getting chippy at times. That physical presence that he brings to Ottawa's back line was valid, and I think he has to be pleased with his performance overall tonight.
Man of the match is brought to you by the Ottawa Citizen. Well, that does it for this one this evening. Next match, well, it's a big one. They're hosting what is now the best team in USL East. That's the Charlotte Independence, before road games at Orlando, Tampa Bay, and then Cincinnati, all in an 8-day stretch. So not going to get any easier for Ottawa Fury as they slip out of a playoff spot this evening. On behalf of our entire crew, For Graham Ivory, I'm AJ Jakubek, our producer Mike Sutherland, Tyler McDonald, and Jenna Mosier. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Final score again, Ottawa Fury FC 1, Bethlehem Steel 2. Thanks for being with us. This has been Ottawa Fury FC Soccer.
This copywritten telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.